What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Verbal Garbage, coming at you hot and live. Fresh off a little hiatus once again. I'm not going to lie, this episode took a little bit extra courage and motivation, guys. Well documented. I like to be done my workday between 2:30 and 4:30, let's say. And today I was out on the road till like 5:15. So a little late for your boy to be recording. But you know what? We had some missed time. We had a couple fun stories, a few little current events we want to jump into. We'll jump in, we'll jump out, and you know, appreciate you guys tuning in and listening. But last week, Halloween weekend Eve, you could call it. Went to Virginia with my parents to visit my sister Jill, her husband Mike, and their beautiful baby Mikey. First birthday. Obviously spent the hurricane there last year, so got to see him. Well, not see him be born, but see him brought into the. No, I wasn't seeing brought into the world either. I got to see him when he was a day old and not even hours old, and figured it'd be nice to go back and spend his first birthday there and maybe make a tradition out of that. We'll see what we can do, but tremendous weekend, shopping, prepping, having a party for the kid and hanging out with family, bonding with my brother-in-law and his dad. Just great times, good vibes. And this time we decided to get a hotel room so we would stay there and not have to burden my sister with some extra house guests on a stressful time. So we did that, and first night spent there, stayed at my sister's house in Virginia, and then the second, third, and I can't remember if it was 4 nights or not. Whatever. I spent the rest of the nights in a hotel, and rocky start to say the least. So I had asked my mom where the hotel was and which one it was. She gave me a song and dance, told me she'd look up the address. Finally found the address and sent it over to my phone. Absolute nightmare ensued, to be honest. Pretty much start driving. It's in a downtown area. I do not like driving downtown. It's well documented. I can drive a giant truck, but parallel parking, not my thing. Famously, let's call it 10 years ago or so, my buddy was the fantasy league I'm still in to this day. We were having a draft at his house in Philly, and nightmare downtown city parking, and it was pretty much agreed upon beforehand that I will come to the draft and partake, but I cannot parallel park, so someone's gonna have to help me. So that was taken care of. Another shiny moment in my life, right? But anyways, driving around downtown, not liking the feels, seeing the hotel, but don't see the parking lot anywhere. Like there's garage, but it's for other place. It's just the total nightmare. So after doing 2 loops around the hotel and driving up and down, excuse me, I tried something different and made a left at a red light you couldn't make a left at. So I was driving into oncoming traffic, guys. Same way I failed my driver's test back in the day. For those of you who don't know, pretty much got in the car, put the car in park, went to go and pull out of the parking lot where you were taking the driver's test, and made a sharp left, if you will, not a wide enough left, and drove into oncoming traffic and failed my driver's test. Fun fact for you guys. So I did it 15, 16 years later, and nightmare fuel. Noticed it pretty quickly and just started freaking out, panicking. I quickly made like a really sharp U-turn left type of deal and got into the hotel parking lot and just was like pleading and freaking out to them that I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I live in Florida. I'm not used to the city driving, and just got all worked up and praying to God that's not a reptile or something on my thing, but we're just gonna stay calm. Now I'm starting to, you know how it goes, guys. When you start bugging out, and you start thinking you're seeing something, and you can only focus on that. Holy fuck. So yeah, going to the hotel went the wrong way, got in the wrong blah 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 blah. So they're nice about it. They take the keys, they valet park, like they back it in, but they don't valet park it. They told me to go up and take, because the plan was go there, shower, chill out for an hour, and then go back. Turn into just stress city. So I get in the hotel. I have the room key, room 327. Now, we've talked on here about me really thinking I'm a member of the Spectrum team, but we've had some people squash those beliefs, and whatever. I'm not to a point where I like see room 327. I'm gonna go to room 514. Like, no, 327 is 327. I go up to the room and I'm holding the key and it's just not responding well. So I call my and I'm like, "Are you guys sure? Like, are you check? Is everything on good? Are you sure you're at 327?" Like, oh my god. Okay. Yes, I'm sure. So about 3 minutes holding my thing key in front of there. I'm like, okay, what the fuck? Go over to a cleaning lady and like show her the key. Hey, I'm having some trouble here. This is my room. Can't get in. She just fucking puts the key right there and off I go into another world. It's like I'm going through the closet in Narnia and you're just entering another dimension. There's a Nintendo Switch docked. There's a MacBook. Immediately, two things that are on the top of Freddie's Christmas list every year. There's everything you can imagine. Just a family of 4 or 6 people, just all their shit. And I'm just like, I felt dirty and disgusting right away. I was like, okay, I need to get the fuck out of here. Pretty much took me like 30 seconds of shock to look around and realize like this is not my mom and dad's stuff. There was Xbox slippers, there's a Nintendo Switch, there's a MacBook. I'm like, so many red flags. I'm like, what? So I'm just after the driving episode, I'm looking forward to going up in the hotel room, popping a few edibles, and just relaxing. And it's just a complete. I go into someone else's complete like an absolute nightmare. Obviously, then it's determined that I was sent to the wrong hotel, so that was really, really a good start to the week. And right away I text the group chat that's active every day with me and a few close knit friends, and one of them remarks about how, well, you look innocent and you're white, so unfortunately he's probably right. I mean, just alarming to realize how easily you can get into a hotel room that's not yours. So if I ever fall in hard times, I'm gonna get a nice shaved head, I'm gonna put a hat on, just politely, hey miss, I'm sorry. Granted, I did have the key in my hand, so just a very weird situation. What else? I talked about going in and out of Costco and doing shopping and stuff like that. Couple little minor notes from Costco. It's been discussed on here that I'm in the sales field. I'm a part of Salesforce. Um, so it's just an everyday struggle for me, to be honest. When I see someone selling something, I know it's hard. I'm kind of uniquely blessed where I work for a sales job where you're still selling, don't get me wrong, but it's a lot of like brand recognition and stuff like that. So we go in and these Costco's got these little like space pod chairs essentially where it's like a chair, but it's got a big indent for where your body goes into it. And then it's got like foot pads you put your feet in and you can like rock all the way back and sit up. And it was incredible. There was a guy that had, no shoes, no socks, fully embedded in this thing and just getting the full experience. And I was a little jealous. I was looking over, I kept peeking, wondering how much it was costing. My sister's like, just go over there. But there was a salesman standing there with the collared shirt and the clipboard on, and I'm like, if I walk anywhere near this guy and I engage with him, it's a wrap. Like it's hook, line, and sinker. I know I'm gonna buy it. So decided to stay away from there. Perusing around Costco out of state is actually a really big like tease, I guess you can say. Like I want so many things every time I go in the hometown, but then when I'm out of state, I'm like, damn, I still want this, but I'm definitely not getting it now because I'm not even in the state. Or at least when I'm in the state, I have a chance to get it. So we go by, we're getting our things. My sister, like a maniac, sees these wooden cutting boards that are shaped in Virginia, and she obviously works in her practice, medical dental shit, periodontal surgery. Sorry, but um so she thought they'd be great holiday gifts, business write off. She buys them, but company credit cards. So we get to the check online, and my mom and my sister, mainly my sister, is making very clear to the cashier. I was trying to get the cashier, Mary Jane, that they wanted the cutting boards separately so she could pay with them for one card and everything else separate. Like pretty straightforward, run of the mill. You'd have guys coming in to connect you to the restaurant days would have a bill and be like, "Hey, alcohol separate, so we can pay for the food." I'm like, "No problem, brother. No problem at all, brother." But Miss Mary Jane had a real hard time comprehending this. Now, I'll be the first to admit, guys, in a retail setting or a hospitality setting or a lot of different settings, Mother Dearest may not be the easiest to deal with. Um, there was a thing I've probably talked about it on here before, but there was a thing that was birthed a few years ago, maybe last year or 2 years ago, when I alarmingly grew aware of a little twitch with my mom, right? So she's very hands on, just how she raised all of us. We like to have things our way, so we like to kind of be in control. Like even if I cook dinner all night, I still want to do dishes because I don't trust other people. It's just one of the. Um, so she does things like when we were, at Publix shopping around, I'm wiping down the seat for the baby to get him seated in there, and like I have Clorox wipes in my hands, I'm wiping it. I just started, and she's like hovering over me, like I'm watching her like move because she wants to take the wipe and do it how which I get it. I'm the same way, but so I started calling her micro twitch or twitchy because I'm like she's micromanaging and she's twitching, so micro twitch. So I'll just start saying like, oh my god, she's moving, she's twitching, she's moving, she's twitch, micro twitch. You just notice these little things. So Mary Jane is not getting this, guys, and she's having a real hard time. And it's she's got her hands full now because not only is the transaction being overcomplicated, but now we got mother hen getting involved. So Mama decides, to start arranging things on the the tram or whatever you call it, the track, the shopping track where you put your items and they scan. She starts trying to tell, and I'm just sitting there from afar, like, oh my god, because she's literally like telling her how to ring up stuff. But in fairness to Micro Twitchy, she, meaning Mary Jane, was having a very difficult time comprehending like one item, 32 quantities of one item. That's separate. Then everything else, just separate the cutting boards. Cutting boards by themselves. I was very difficult for her to understand. So my mom was just trying to help and move things to the side and be like, hey, but she was getting very nasty and snippy. My mom's Trader Joe's devout, loyal employee, and she strives to smile and recommend items and tell you what's hot and what the customers are thinking. And oh, I think this will pair well with that. You know what? Hold on one second. And she'll go and find that. And that's what you want. If you're there buying, you want someone who's having fun, they're smiling, they're taking care of you. And if you're working with people all day, smile and laugh. And it's funny because we went to Publix and Trader Joe's after this and we had phenomenal employee experiences. But this young lady really had an issue. So she gave my mom a real nasty look. That was it for she was out. So my mom just stood at the foot of the cashier's aisle, if you will, and just kind of was grilling her. And she's not one to use cuss words often or hate speech, if you will, but she was like, she's a bitch. And I was like, ooh, hoo, hoo. So very tempted to channel her inner Karen roots. Yeah, and call Costco and complain. I begged her and pleaded her not to. Who's to know if she did it or not? But yeah, even Miss Mary Jane, I was holding my card at one point and she ripped it and she said, please move forward. And I was like, Jesus Christ. But 2 minutes ago, she yelled at me and told me I was too far up and I need to back up. So not the best experience at Costco, Virginia, the Trader Joe's. My mom, when she was seeking shelter during the hurricane. I stayed with my brother. My parents were staying with my sister. She ended up working at Trader Joe's there for a little bit and got to reunite with some old coworkers and some smiles and laughs were exchanged. And holiday cheer and holiday time, guys. It's already spreading early this year, I'll tell you. So, yeah, birthday party for the baby went tremendously. We got some awesome food. We got some Publix hoagies. We got a Chick-fil-A platter. We got some spinach and artichoke dip with some whole grain bread. I don't even know what the fuck that was. There was just a bunch of stuff. Some family, some friends, My sister Jenny came up. Her two kids, Bobby and Olivia. Some of Joe and Mike's friends were there. Got to meet a guy the night before, Mr. Nick, bourbon enthusiast. This guy was awesome and really taught me a thing or two about it. So pretty freaking cool, man. Um, Obviously, I watched the Tyson Fury Francis Ngannou fight. Had that streaming for the party, and we were all waiting. And I was telling everyone, if Francis Ngannou doesn't knock him out in 2 rounds, Fury's going to dominate him. It's going to look pathetic. Like it's not even going to be a fight. Boy, was I wrong. If you watch a fight, you know that Francis Ngannou won that fight. But if you don't follow boxing super well, a little context on the fight. Tyson Fury is I'm not even going to look up how to properly say it. He's the champion of a certain commission in boxing. And as we all know, there's multiple commissions and it's very confusing and weird and diluted and, just a strange sport as opposed to the way mixed martial arts, especially the UFC's lined up. The best fight the best. There's no bullshit. There's no nonsense. Just because you lose doesn't devalue you and doesn't make your career meaningless. Like losses are fine. Boxing, you get these guys that are 34-0 or 31 knockouts. Like, okay, cool. But Fury, these Lindor Truffles guys. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you fucking what. That's some candy right there. Okay. Goddamn, that's some candy. On the room temperature. Oh, fuck. All right, but we're talking about Mary Jane. We're done with Mary Jane. No, the Francis Ngannou Fury fight. So Tyson Fury is the boxing champion. He's a boxing legend. Been around, Hall of Famer, one of the greatest heavyweights of all time. Blah 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 blah. Francis Ngannou, former UFC heavyweight champion, couldn't really agree to terms with the UFC. UFC and him parted ways. Kind of made a deal with another promotion that's kind of C League, B League, the PFL. Then he went out and got a big boxing match. And main thing was money. No one really thought he had a chance. I'll admit I had no inkling of anything close to this happening. So on the scorecards, he lost the fight. But if you watch it and you know fighting, like I claimed, I kind of know it, especially MMA. I'll admit boxing is a little bit more strange because the politics play such a part of it. Having said that, the two people that fought, the boxing fighter, the champion, has already agreed to a fight in December with another champion in boxing. So it's like a big unification championship fight. It's a huge deal. So why on earth would boxing, if this fight's going to go to a decision, why are they going to let the champion lose to a newcomer? Because then that fight in December is a lot less meaningful when one of the champions loses his, you know what I mean? Loses undefeated record, loses his title status. So a nightmare. Another one of these boxing fights you watch and you're just like, God damn, the sport, It just maybe they had their time in the run. The 40s, the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s. Great run, guys. And MMA came along and the UFC is just dominating now. And it's just kind of the way it's turned out. And I don't know. When you have MMA fighters coming over and beating the best at what they do, imagine if Canelo Alvarez came over and fought, 170-pound guy. Like, imagine if he was fighting, I don't know, like Leon Edwards or Colby Covington. Do you think there was any way he would take it to a decision? Just there's no chance. So that was cool. Sunday, got on the plane ride. These Punta Gorda to Richmond flights are just an absolute dream. You fly Allegiant Air, you go direct. Flew in real early Thursday, flew out pretty early Sunday. Got home in time for the 1:00 Birds game. Jalen Hurts, guys, it's been documented. There's some issues going on, but Jay Glazer finally broke the news that bone bruise in the knee. So as we watch that game develop, we watched the limp go on, and not what you want to see, but our leader's gutting through it. He's finding ways to win. And this week we ride, baby. We ride into Philadelphia with the Haiti Cowboys coming into town. So many emotions. I'll try not to even get into this game, but super amped up, super excited. Obviously, the Phillies fell out of the playoff contention, lost in the NLCS in pathetic fashion. Still not over that. Should have been spending my birthday at a World Series game. No big deal. I'm still fine. I'm fine. It's not a problem. Yeah, so Birds looking great. Spent my 32nd birthday just chilling around, hanging out with family. My brother and I went golfing. Played terribly, but really enjoyed the day. Went out to dinner with my parents and my brother, and Just mainly very cool to have a birthday with your dad and be able to spend them with him. So I never take that for granted. I cherish that. It's beautiful. Um, having like I said, I came back from I went to Virginia last Thursday, so I didn't work Thursday, Friday, and then I took Monday off. It's birthday, deserved it, I can do it. So this week, I've only put 4 days out of 5 last week for work, and then this week was only 3 out of 5, and we crushed it, baby. We found a way. Giving out some hoodies today on the truck. Got one for myself. Just great couple weeks on the truck, guys. So thought I'd let you know that. I'm always keeping all my listeners abreast on what's going on. You ride the wave when it's good, and when it's bad, you come on the podcast and you complain, you vent to family, you vent to friends, and you get through it, right? Uh that's kind of my life summed up for a week. Let's get to some quick current events and let's get you guys out of here. What do we say, huh? Um, do the share screen. I think it's about that time. What do you kids say? Yeah, Daddy's got no skeletons in his closet we can share. So I got one here that really pissed me off and upset me and bothered me and perturbed me and confused me. But we'll listen to what the intellect has to say and let you guys think. So the headline was "The Danger of Scented Candles." Oh, fuck! It's another one of these goddamn videos that won't play because I'm sharing the screen. You know what? We're gonna play the audio because we're already this far, but now I know. I should have known by now. Burning. So here's the audio.
People enjoy burning scented candles in their home. I think scented candles are one of the most dangerous things that you can do to make your indoor air quality unhealthy. First of all, these candles are made from paraffin. Paraffin is a petroleum product. You're burning basically petroleum knowingly, willingly in your own home environment. These candles release into their air alkanes and alkenes, which are
I think I've had enough of this dork.
and scented candles, to make matters worse, they're scented generally with artificial fragrances.
Artificial fragrances.
Artificial fragrance, an ingredient called phthalates, another petroleum product.
Okay, it's gotten more alarming since I turned it off. Just another one of my things I enjoy that are bad for you, okay? I pick my nose, I smoke weed, and I light candles, okay? I'm gonna fucking die one day. Like, fuck off. I'm just tired of living a pretty good, healthy lifestyle and then constantly reading bullshit like this. Doctor, can you prove any of these claims that you have? Okay, then. Interesting story here. Near and dear to my heart because I know a guy from Florida that's down here that is from the St. James area, so figured it'd be worth covering. Shout out to the Vincent brothers, Jeremy and Zach. Ricky Laughlin, working as a special ed teacher in the St. James School District, was under investigation after a tip suggested her involvement in an inappropriate relationship. For the listeners, she is tasty. She had allegedly shared explicit videos and invited a 16-year-old to her residence while her husband was away. Ooh. It is claimed that Laughlin initiated contact with the teenager via Snapchat and even exchanged explicit images. Laughlin became worried when rumors spread around the school and had asked the student to delete all the pictures they exchanged him, telling him she could go to jail. Okay, so I'm not the first one to say this, but like it's well documented, guys. We got your boy struggles in the dating game, if you will, right? So I mean, I'll admit this kid's 16. He's got blonde hair. He's got the chain. He's got some chin hair. I mean, yeah, he's got it going on. I was like pretty, energetic in high school. I was athletic. I had a lot of friends. I was funny. Like this couldn't have happened to me. Like this is such a thing now, and I know people have said it before. I'm not trying to be cliche, but it's like not only did I not have any attractive teachers, but God, like I don't know. Good for you, kid. Poor lady. Sorry. Um, It's so weird, isn't it? This whole like, if it's a 28-year-old or 27-year-old teacher and it's a 16-year-old, like if it's a male teacher and a female, it's disgusting and it's insane. And I agree. But when it's the women teacher and the man, there's just some kind of dynamic where I don't want to say it's cool, but it's like kind of makes me jealous, you know? Colorado football players get their chains stolen. Nobody really cares. Dion hype's over. That's what you guys get. Just kidding. Um, this thing has been making some viral head waves, right? So I guess we can kind of cover this a little bit. Just go over it. There's no need to talk about personal experience here if you catch my drift, but there's some lists that's going around of places women absolutely refuse to go on first dates. So I'll just list it off 1 through 28. Or maybe we'll stop short of that. And this is the world we live in now. Cheesecake Factory, no. Good, nice restaurant, no. Applebee's, overrated. Chili Applebee's, I get it. Overrated fast food. I mean, chain restaurants, whatever, fine. I'll give you that. Cheesecake Factory, no. That's a nice. No, okay, fuck you. Chipotle, fast food restaurant, tacky. I agree. Olive Garden, hey, we're a guy on a budget. He's looking to get some breadsticks and a salad and a soup at a deal, and he doesn't know you, and he's not looking to break the bank. Like, are we seriously? Olive Garden, you got to pass for me. The movies. If you're gonna combine Olive Garden and the movies, I think it's fine. If you're just gonna go to the movies as a first date, I agree. It's weird. House, agree. Agree. Fast food chain. Why are we putting Chipotle and then a fast food chain? Isn't that one and the same? These girls are dumb. Buffalo Wild Wings. Restaurant that serves wings. Don't get it. Wingstop. Totally get it. Ghetto, weird, disgusting. Red Lobster. Yeah, I'll give you that. A buffet. Okay, so you don't want tons of options with good food. Okay, no problem. Whatever. Um, IHOP, Denny's. Agreed. Agreed. The gym. Disagree. I personally wouldn't do it, but if you have two people that are into fitness and they belong to the same gym and they want to do a few things together, it's weird, but like it also, if it doesn't go well, they have the option to go their separate ways and split up. I don't know. I don't think that's terrible. Church, definitely weird. Starbucks, people conduct like business meetings in there, right? Why not a date? Coffee date, nice and short and sweet. I can understand a coffee date like being as a good first date option. Ice cream date, feel like that's a decent idea. Family function, agreed. Too much. Movie night, Netflix, Hulu. Doesn't that imply it's at the house? Somewhere that requires a long drive. I mean, is that a mutual understanding if people agree to it and it's cool? Like bowling, I feel like bowling, I wouldn't do it, but I don't feel like that's a terrible idea. Nightclub, it's fine. Hookah bar, you like people that chilling and blowing smoke clouds and just relaxing conversation. What's wrong with the hookah bar? A bar for just drinks, fine. Waffle House, I don't know. If you work at a restaurant with some girl and you like each other and you go to the Waffle House is after work, is that a date? Like, I don't. Is there a problem with that? Sporting events. Hey, I have an extra baseball game ticket. You want to go? Oh, I'm a bad per. Oh, we can sit and watch baseball and talk and get to know each other. Yeah. Overall, this list is a bunch of fucking bullshit. If you want to refuse to go out on a first date with a man who's more than likely willing to pay for you and get to know you and is showing interest in you, then that's on you. And you know what, guys? It's probably why I'll be single forever. You go on these little pathetic apps. I wish I could fucking load them up on this computer and show you the pool out there. And even the ones that seem slightly interesting, I'll admit I make the effort. I'll send something, and Nothing. Do I get discouraged? No. Just makes me realize you got, women out there like these that are making lists like that. They're sitting there judging people over these dating apps. So pretty humorous, pretty fun. Weekend coming up. Going to an air show with the family. Kind of excited for that. It'll be different, be fun, be cool. Short day of work tomorrow. Getting back into the trying to get back into a little BJJ action. Get a couple rolls in tomorrow. See how I feel. Pedicure. We getting that, dog. And big Eagles game. So fly Eagles fly. Go Birds. And thank you all for listening. Verbal Garbage. We out.